I'm Gail Oliver with Career Eco, and if you don't mind just introducing yourself.
My name is Brandon Ray, computer engineering major,
Great. At which school?
Georgia Tech.
Very good. So you participated in a recent virtual career fair, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how did you end up hearing about that?
I actually received an email
Okay.
notifying me of the dates when the career fair would be held.
Okay. And so tell me just a little bit about why did you decide to participate? What made you decide to join in the event?
Honestly, I'm a transfer student, so being in the atmosphere of Georgia Tech, I know they're very technically inclined, and they do a lot of things that you have to really pay attention to. So my first instinct of hearing a virtual career fair, I was like, what is that? But I did. I looked into it, and I really started getting into it, and so I signed up for it.
Good. And so what did you think about the venue overall? I mean, what was your impression of the venue?
It's very organized. I really like the way you can put your resume on, and that's it. You just put your resume on, and it's so, how can I say it? It's to the point where everything is right there at your hands. So.
And so, meaning, was it, from your perception, was it different from a traditional fair? Have you been to traditional fairs
Yes,
before?
ma'am. I would very likely pick this over a traditional fair any day.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. I've explained to many of my peers. Our generation has been chatting, texting, anything of that nature for almost our entire lives. So when you're on a virtual career fair, you're actually typing to a representative. You can do it from the comfort of your home or in a study or anywhere you feel comfortable. It gives you that sense of, I can do this. If you're not accustomed to putting on the business attire and actually going in face to face and exchanging resume, business cards, and whatnot.
And so did you feel like this was, did you feel like you could get to know the people you were chatting with? I mean, what was your experience about that? How did that feel to you?
Yes, at first I didn't think it would be on such a personal level, but you actually have the option to start a private room. Usually the corporation or the representative will do that. And you just ask questions. Any inquiry you have about the company, if you'll be able to do a job, or even if they're looking for your major, you just ask them. It's just that easy.
And so, is that in the sense of it being different from a traditional fair? What's your impression about the process in a traditional fair? How do you think they're different?
I would say the turnaround time in the virtual career fair is a lot quicker than a traditional fair. I would say I had a virtual conversation with the representative, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. They actually sent a private inbox to me saying they would like to set up a phone interview. Phone interview was scheduled maybe a week later. It was so effective, I actually had 4 phone interviews.
Did you really?
I did. I had
wow.
4 phone interviews
Good for
with 2
you.
different companies.
Good for you.
And so that phone interview lasted, again, maybe 45 minutes, and a week to a week and a half later, I got a call asking me if I wanted to give me a job offer.
Great. And this is for a co-op, correct?
Right.
Okay. So, and so, did you end up meeting them in person ultimately, or was it all over the phone?
It was all over the phone, and I will start in January, and so we will exchange handshakes then.
Wow, that's great. Okay. And they did not, this particular company didn't choose to do video with you. It was all text chat, correct?
Yes, ma'am, but video was also an option. A few companies did actually do video.
They did. Okay.
Right.
As part of the process with you?
Right.
Okay. Good. And what was that like?
It was interesting because you actually feel like you're in a real career fair. You put on your business attire and you're sitting in front of your computer, maybe Skype, if you will. Anything that we really just do in today's time, where you're chatting with someone in another computer, it's exactly the same.
Okay, so it was easy for you to, figure out how to get on and get into the chat rooms.
Right. Everything is very self-explanatory. There's a video explaining what you need to do and how you need to do it. A few tips. Everything is labeled. The best thing I would say is the job search, you can keyword what you like. You can look at all the corporate businesses if you want to. You just go in and apply for them, and it saves it under your favorites or apply it to, and everything is very self-explanatory.
Great. So you could search for the companies.
Right.
Then you could go through and pick the ones that your favorites. Right. You could apply directly to them.
Right.
And then you would also go meet them in the chat room.
Exactly.
Okay.
And in addition to that, I actually, during one of my interviews, I actually did have a person-to-person interview, and I got to see the aspect of the career fair from the corporate side. And so they actually, even before, maybe a day or two before you actually start the career fair, they will contact you and saying, please come to my room during this set time.
Oh,
exactly.
Okay.
And
so before the event itself, some
right.
companies were reaching out
right. exactly.
and saying, we want you to visit us.
Exactly, because you're actually putting your resume online beforehand.
Great.
So the representative had a lot of time to just go in and look at resumes and spot people that may be contenders for that position.
Sure. Oh, that's great. So then that gave you the ability to
right.
actually be prepared when you were going into
right.
the event.
Right.
And so did you feel like that from just your time investment overall, would you say this was less time for you to get a job than if you had to go through another route to get a job?
Yes, ma'am, totally. Like I said, I am a transfer student. It was my first semester at Tech, in maybe 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks, and I had a co-op starting a year from then.
Oh, that's
so
great.
Six months from then.
Okay.
So the turnaround time from the virtual co-op is amazing.
Great.
And I would say that it's an opportunity because a lot of people may look at an email saying virtual anything and say, try it. Nothing to lose, try it. And the outcome was wonderful.
That's awesome. Thanks so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. And I know you're going to do great. It sounds like the whole transfer has started off just perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm so glad that you took the leap and jumped in the fair. And I'm hoping that when other people hear you talk about it, that'll help them to decide that it's a worthwhile endeavor.
Yes, ma'am. I would definitely recommend it to any student.
That's great. Thanks so much, Brandon.
No
and
problem.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay.